Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft. I got this silicone mat from scrapbook.com. It's giant. It's as big as my glass mat, and I couldn't find my smaller one. So I'm using this one because I'm going to do a little ink blending. There is a swap coming up called Ombre, and I don't know what I'm going to make for the swap yet, but I have to make 2 pieces of ephemera, a title, and a journal spot. I'm going to start by doing some ink blending on this. I think I'm going to do a title and then cut it out on the Cricut and then ink blend it and back it. Also in an ombre. So I'm doing my 2 favorite colors, turquoise and purple, and I'm going to go from the lighter into the darker. So I'm going to start at the bottom of this, and then I'm going to turn this into other things, I think. For example, I was thinking dragonflies, because these colors lend themselves well to dragonflies. So I might do that. And I've got 4 colors, so I'm going to do approximately a quarter of each here. And I'm going to ombre them together. Go back to the original. Go back over this. And these are all Distress Oxides. And then one more time with this one. And then we're going to go to the darker purple, which is this Seedless Preserves. It's kind of a pinky purple, but that's okay. I don't have a ton of the purples. I need Villainous Potion is what I really need to buy. That's a good purple to have. Okay. Let's blend this a little better here in the middle. Okay, and then to the lighter. Not the perfect color lighter to darker because the tones are a little different, but that's okay. All right. And let's see. I think I will cut a shape out of this. Alrighty, this is what I've done. I found a shape die cut that I like, and then I've also just got ink on that. That's lovely. Oh well, I can turn it over. think I can. That's kind of pretty. And then I cut 3 dragonflies. I think oh goodness. All right. I will want to back this maybe on some iridescent paper. Because it's just the frame. But that's really pretty. I did 3 different ones, so let's see. All right, so I just sped this part up because it's a little bit fussy. So I'm just popping out the dragonflies, and then I have some iridescent specialty paper from scrapbook.com, and I think it's the perfect thing to add. You could also use vellum here for the wings. And I'm just fussing around to decide which one I want to do. So I'm just going to glue those on. I don't think I make you watch the whole thing of that. So I just glue them on and then fussy cut around them. And it works pretty well. I use this art glitter glue. It dries really, really quickly. Barely Art glue is similar. So then I will fussy cut these things out and come back for some assembly. All right. So I've created a title on my Cricut and cut it out. I'm probably going to need to trim it just a little bit. I have 2 offsets. So it'll be layered like that. And then I'm going to ombre this. These are not ombre. And we'll do, I'm going to do my 2 lightest colors, and I'm just going to ink blend those. So not a full ombre, but good enough. So I did these on white cardstock so that I can then ink blend them. Hopefully this will turn out cute. If not, I can always recut it. All right, I think that's probably a good start. And now let's do, that's Wilted Violet, and now we'll do Salty Ocean. I do have a lighter, an even lighter green, teal, which is Peacock Feather. But I didn't use that on the other pieces. I used this one, so that's my theory on that. I've just put this on a little sticky mat. I cut up a Cricut mat to use for this. All right, let's ombre these together. Let's do a little more violet. And it should sort of merge there in the middle. Like a little more teal there. I think that'll be pretty. All right, I'm just gonna carefully, I'm not gonna make you watch it, carefully pull this apart so that I can get it on there, and hopefully it will show up enough. Let's just test it using the D. That'll be real pretty, I think. This is a little bit darker, a little more green. So I might recut this in a brighter color. I'm not loving that super dark with these, though that doesn't look bad with those. Maybe I should make this blue a little darker and add a little Uncharted Mariner onto the very bottom. That's closer to the color. I think that'll look better. Let's do some on the bottom of this one. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. All right, let me pull these apart and then we'll glue it together and review everything that I have for this swap. All right, so I kept that one in real time, that little section, so that you could see my process and my thought process in creating the ombre title. And here I'm just gluing it down onto this sort of mottled purple paper. And then onto the second background. You could do this with a single background, but I decided might as well lean into both of those colors. And then it just makes a more substantive title. And I also tried to do a title, something that I thought was usable for anything, not too specific, not too, it's themed with dragonflies, but it's not for a specific type of event or anything. It could just be for any regular day or a celebration. So just trying to figure out where I want the dragonflies. I did do one, I think I did an extra dragonfly. Yeah, so that I have 4 dragonflies, 2 for embellishments. I was just adding a little more color on here, and 1 each for the title and the journal box. And then I decided I wanted to add 1 more layer to this swap, and so I'm pulling out some purple gems and just adding those to the heads of the dragonflies to make them a little more dimensional and add a little sparkle. Hooray! Purple to the rescue. All right, I'm gonna put this on a piece of beige so you can see everything. This is my swap. My ombre swap, ready to go. Thanks a lot, you guys. Go over to Ginger's Corner to join in on the swaps on Facebook.